Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/infidelity, where OP's wife gave him some ridiculous excuses. Let's begin. A couple of months ago, I posted here about going to the army because I felt unwanted in my mom's life. Here's the update. Posted by Reddit user RKG990.
Little background of myself, I'm 19 and was born when my mom was 17 and my dad was 19. My dad has been in prison the majority of my life for non-violent drug charges. My mom got married when I was 10 to my stepdad. Just to clarify, my mom and dad were never married, they dated each other and eventually hooked up and had me. My problems with my mom started when she got pregnant with my sister, and then after she had my sister, she got pregnant again and had my brother, and I became like a ghost she hardly paid attention to. She neglected me emotionally, and I felt like I was unwanted in her life. I didn't matter anymore. As I grew up, I continued to try to get her to talk to me, but she was always busy. With my brother and sister, every family activity they did together, she always excluded me. It was always my stepdad and mom and my siblings except for me, like I wasn't part of the family. This is how I came to the conclusion that my mom hates me or she dislikes me. As I mentioned before, I have two younger siblings aged 4 and 9. One day, my mom comes into my room, she's all dressed up and racing around. And I ask if she's going somewhere. She tells me no, and I go back to playing on my computer. No later than 15 minutes, I hear the garage door go up, so I race downstairs thinking, what the heck? Sure enough, my mom, stepdad, and my sister and brother are all dressed up and in the truck, and I'm standing outside, feeling really uncomfortable. The look she gave me as she jumped into the truck made me feel like I was interrupting her. There wasn't any "oh yeah, sorry," it was just a look of absolute disgust. I don't cry very easily, but something about the whole thing really got to me, and I went back inside and cried a bit but then got over it. It wasn't the first time. She texted me 10 minutes later telling me they're just going to the park. I don't respond because I would have just worked myself up again. Fast forward, they got home. I was eating dinner and my 9-year-old sister rushes in after my mom was super excited to tell me about everything they had done. They hadn't gone to the park. My mom had lied to me, saying they went to the park when they'd actually gone to Dave & Buster's. They also went to get milkshakes and went shopping. I was visibly crushed by it, and my little sister noticed I had gotten upset. I could tell my mom was about to start making excuses and making the circumstances my fault, so to keep my little sister and brother from seeing that I excused myself to my room quietly. It super sucks. I've been trying so hard to be a good son despite the selfishness of my mother and her chaotically selfish ways have on me, but once I realized that shit isn't normal, I started questioning our relationship. That we once said I didn't see any safe way out without ending up on the streets broke. 19 years old, unemployed by the way, so I joined the army. It was spur of the moment, and she still doesn't know. I can handle it, and it's the first decision I've actually made on my own. I cannot tell you how excited I am for BCT soon. Sorry everyone, I just wanted to get this off my chest and share my story. Edit. I would like people to know that I don't hate my brother and sister. I like my brother and sister. They also like me. I have good memories of spending time with them. At this point, they're the only thing that I consider family, and I hope they understand why I moved away. I hope that when I come back from the army, they will still see me as their big brother. I would also like people to know that my grandparents from my mom's side of the family passed away already, and my grandparents from my bio dad's side of the family also passed away. My grandmother passed away 2 years after I was born, and my grandfather passed away when my dad was 15 years old. My bio dad is the only child they had. My mom only has one sister and she's married with 3 kids. Her kids are around the same age as me. And she and her husband live paycheck to paycheck, and I don't want to be a burden to them. That's why I never went to live with them. I'll keep you guys updated. For now, that's all. I have seen some of the comments below. Thank you everyone for the love and support. Again, thank you all. Now for OP's first update. Not much has happened. I've been busy moving my stuff out. You guys told me not to say anything to her about me leaving. But I find that really hard to do because my sister is outspoken. Everything she hears and sees she tells, so I decided to tell my sister I'll be leaving for a job that I was offered. I am going to tell my mom the same thing if she asks. If you guys have any better suggestions or ideas on how to deal with this situation, I am all ears. My mom didn't see me moving my stuff out, but she did notice some of my things missing and asked about them. I told her I sold some of my things to make some quick cash. I just got a little bit left to move out and I'll be done moving my things. Just in case y'all were wondering where I left my stuff, I asked a friend if I could leave my stuff at her house. She said yes. Some of you are probably wondering when we'll leave for the army. It's on the 23rd this Friday. Some of you also ask why the army and not the Navy or Marines or Air Force. My friend who let me leave my things at her house has a grandpa who was in the army and he convinced me to join the army. But if things don't work out for myself in the army, I am going to join the Navy or Air Force or Marines. Thanks everyone, I'll keep you guys updated. Now for OP's second update. Today my bio dad called me and said that he got out of prison 2 weeks ago. He's living in his parents' house. When my grandparents passed away, they left their house to my dad. So I went to see him. We had a good conversation. He apologized for not being there for me. I told him if he's truly sorry for not being there for me, he should make up for it by being there for me now. He told me he was going to try his best to be there for me and that he got a job in construction. I told him I was going to the army and he broke down in tears and told me he was proud of me. I couldn't help it and cry as well. It was a very emotional moment. I told him because he hasn't been there all my life, I'm not going to call him dad just because he's my bio dad. I'm going to call him by his name if he wants me to call him dad. He has to earn it. He told me that is fine. I plan on going back tomorrow and be there for a while with him. Of course, it's going to be after he gets out of work. Now for OP's third update. Hello everyone, this is going to be my last post for a while. I am already ready to go. I am here in my biological father's house. My mom doesn't know I am leaving for the army. The only thing she knows is that I moved out of her house and am staying with my biological father. I left a note telling her everything about how she has treated me, except for the fact that I am going to the army. I am going to call an Uber to take me to the station where I am going to get picked up by a bus, and then take me to the army. My bio dad is paying for the Uber in case y'all are wondering. Also, I would like people to know that I forgave my bio dad for not being there for me, but I also told him that just because I forgave him doesn't mean I'm going to call him dad. He has to earn it. So I started calling him by his first name, Matthew. Yes, that's his real name. I could see it in his eyes when I called him by his first name that he was hurt by it. But he accepted the fact that he wasn't there for me growing up. And these are the consequences, but I also told him I'd give him an opportunity to redeem himself. Let's see if he really is sorry and regrets not being there for me. I don't know if my mom has read the letter because I'm not there to see her reaction. I did talk to my sister who's 10 years old about me moving out because I got a job. She was sad, but she said, "Are you going to come and visit us?" I told her yes when I have the time. She was 9 before, but she's now 10. This past weekend it was her birthday. My little brother is still too young to understand things, so I didn't tell him anything. He's only 4 after all. That's all for now. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for listening to my pathetic life. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated if I have the time to post. And now for OP's final update. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I posted. Sorry for not updating you guys sooner. Well, I went to the army and everything worked out good. But I will say those 10 weeks were brutal. It was hell. I couldn't even smile because the drill sergeant would get in my face. Anyway, back to the update. I gave my previous phone to my bio dad to give my bio mom so she can cancel the phone service. I decided to get a new phone whenever I get the time to buy a new one. I am doing good. I haven't heard anything from my bio mom, so it's safe to assume she doesn't care at all. Oh well. I made new friends here, as some of you told me. It's been good. I also got my own place and I have a date tomorrow. She's someone I met in the park the other day. She's a freshman in college trying to get her degree in teaching. Nothing serious right now. We're just going out as friends, trying to get to know each other. I am also seeing a therapist. It has helped a lot. Anyway, that's about it for now. I'll update you guys if anything else happens. Edit. I forgot to mention my friend and her grandpa were at my graduation, so I wasn't completely alone. I know some of you ask for my address and what state I live and express the desire to come cheer for me. But I didn't really felt comfortable giving you guys my location, not because you guys are strangers, which you are, but because you guys already have your own personal life to live. I didn't want to bother you guys with anything else anymore. You guys have been a big help just by showing love and support and given me confidence.
OP, I don't know who you are, but I have to say that I am proud of you, young man, of your resolve to be better. Stay strong, stay safe, and keep us posted on how you are doing. And if ever your piece of shit of a mother ever contacts you, please definitely post an update. Look man, I'm sorry that she treated you that way. No child deserves that. I also hope that your father can change for the better and eventually become a positive role model in your life. But for now, good luck to you, OP. And now for today's second story. My wife took a trip to Georgia with my blood money and meets her Mickey. Posted by Reddit user Nellen67.
Hello, obligatory apology for the long read and a thank you in advance for reading. Mods, if I violated any rules unknowingly, please let me know and I will correct the mistake. I have seen a lot of stories from this subreddit, but I never thought I would be venting my frustrations here myself. I am a 21, almost 22 and my 23 partner just got caught cheating. For context, she went on a trip with her 25-year-old cousin to Atlanta, Georgia this August, and I just found out that she had relations with another man about 3 hours ago. Upon finding out, I immediately began packing a bag of my valuables and confronted her. I became suspicious as she was rather sad upon her return and had been very cold and distant. I stopped receiving hugs, kisses, and all around we argued more. What happened to finally set me off? She hid her phone inside the pillowcase her pillow was in after I had asked to use it as a flashlight to find my phone that fell. And this really set alarm bells ringing in my head. After insane finagling, I finally got hold of her phone without her realizing as she was fast asleep. I immediately head to her messages to find a messaging box on her iPhone Messenger app titled Mickey. This is her fling's nickname. Inside were photos of her, but that had really hurt as she never took pictures of herself for me. She also would send Mickey pictures of my son, which is really messed up. She had even spoken to him today to show off how handsome my son looked in his picture day uniform. As I scrolled up, obvious texts regarding sexual relations appeared. She let him know that she had never knew she could get that wet. She also let him know how I was her worst nightmare. I beg to differ on this as I have been supporting her through college and have been working 2 full-time jobs to try and eliminate debt we had accumulated during the pandemic. Instead, that sole money I had made was blown preparing for her trip to Atlanta. Having the occasional non-abusive argument is not grounds for this crap. When I confronted her, she said she needed help and therapy, that she used a condom. No, I won't just blindly believe this. I went ahead and let her know that I wish her and her boy toy luck because I would not be the one putting up with it. She begged me to stay, actually got on her hands and knees and asked me to stay, but I would have no part of it. I packed my laptops and headed for my parents' house. I requested the day off from my day job as I am quite distressed. I shouldn't forget to mention that she was considering having a boyfriend and girlfriend arrangement with this dude in the future. Wow, could you imagine? I helped her with college, which I heavily was on top of everything else, and then she defects to be with this guy. Clown mask fucking activated. I am tired of being the one to do what is right while others use and abuse me. I am just tired. I expected I would cry, but I am handling it more internally. I had my favorite tequila and now I am writing here. I really didn't deserve this Reddit. I know some people say that, but I am really not just saying that. I have dealt with a lot and sacrificed even more during this relationship, including but not limited to my health and my money. If we argue, I expect a reasonable explanation and not some garbage. I gained weight, but I still look good. I was going to the gym, but obviously working 2 jobs has made me lose all the free time I had. I still find time in between breaks to program an app I have been working on in hopes that I could set us free. I will be worrying about myself from this point on. I was wondering if any of you had advice on how to proceed. I was a fool to think our marriage could work. I have been mentally preparing myself for this as I saw precursor signs. For example, she had told me she would be okay if I had relations with another woman. I know that this was just a pretense for her to go do her own thing. However, in my defense, I did tell her under no circumstances was she allowed to do the same. When she asked me if she could go to Georgia with her cousin, who was going there to see her second boyfriend. No, her primary boyfriend was not aware, and yes, this is yet another sign that things would not bode well on this trip. I had agreed to let her go. While some of you would say this was a small brain play, I am telling you this was the right decision. Why? Because if she's going to go off and make gooey goo goo gaga with other men, she might as well do it so you can find out and leave instead of staying and believing her to be an angel. 1. Fellow Redditors, I really need some advice on how to proceed here. How do I get myself back on track? 2. Does anyone have any mental exercises they found work well for this? I have been cheated on before and the thought of my partner with someone else is tormenting me as it had in the past. 3. I want to get fit again, but I also want to keep my 2 jobs. I am looking to set myself up for success. For anyone that successfully survived divorce, how did you decide on the right diet? I am having trouble figuring out portion sizes or food choices. Was trying to get that on track before this happened today. 4. How did you guys begin the process of divorce? I want to keep custody of my son. I want to not be responsible for her. I live in New York State. 5. Any help on how to deal with ex-mother-in-law if she gives me trouble? She was already a piece of work during my marriage, and I expect that trend to worsen afterwards. 6. My lease is ending in 9 days for the apartment I have with her. Anyone in a similar situation? How did you guys get rid of all the stuff you guys had accumulated as part of your home? I want to keep my clothes and my electronics. Besides that, I really do not care about the rest. I do not want to renew with her for obvious reasons. Will I be on the hook for her for life? 7. I have a son and I want to be in his life. How did you guys navigate the co-parenting world with your exes? I have a lot of questions besides this, but I will leave it at that. I hope to not have burdened you all, and I will accept any criticism. I just need to hear other people's experiences. No, this will not become one of those stories where the man decided to stay with his cheating wife. Thank you for listening and enjoy your days. TLDR. Wife goes to Atlanta, has relations with another man, and I need help on how to move forward.
OP, I want you to listen to this comment by Reddit user newbm08122.
Hey OP, sorry you are in this situation. These would be my suggestions. You gotta go back to your house, as leaving the house can affect your child custody arrangements. Portray to your wife there is a small chance for reconciliation if she does everything right. This will be useful for you to move your cards. Make her write a detailed timeline of the affair with all the where, when, who, what and why. Tell her you'll test the timeline with a certified lie detector test, and any further lie will remove any chance of reconciliation. Complete openness to all her devices and accounts. No more privacy for now. Meanwhile, if you haven't done it yet, gather all evidence of the affair discreetly. Possibly start recording when confronting her. Search and get an appointment with a good attorney. See where you stand and listen to what they advise. Get yourself into individual counseling. Once you got the timeline from her, make her confront both of parents on the cheating. Inform the cousin's primary boyfriend on his partner's cheating. If the affair partner has a partner, inform her too. Once you are ready, file for the divorce. Separate all shared finances. Apply the 180 in Grey Rock. Hit the gym and exercise. Get support from your close and trustable friends. Avoid drinks and drugs. These are my suggestions. They may not be in order. Hope everything goes well for you OP. Take care.
Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.